everyone. I wanted to just upload this quick little video for you as you're starting your annotated bibliographies to help you navigate the library resources that we have now. I assumed that many of you knew these library resources from your English 1104 classes last semester, but then it came to my attention that maybe you didn't. And if you've had English 1104 a little less recently, then the library resources were different. So I just wanted to show you quickly how to access those things and how to use the databases. Remember that you can access these from home. You just have to sign into Blackboard, and then it should take you directly to the databases once you click on them. Just make sure that you don't Google EBSCOhost and try to get into it that way, because it's not going to let you. It's going to ask you to pay for it. Make sure that you access these databases through Blackboard. So the first thing that you want to do is just log into Blackboard, and then on your main screen you should see information boxes that look very similar to these. Yours might look a little different, but generally it should be about the same. And for right now, the box that you're going to want to pay most attention to is this one right here that says library. Again, yours might be in a slightly different location, but it should be there on that main page. So each of these are databases that you can use. Academic Search Complete is a database. Research databases, where you can look for sources. Applied Science and Technology, CINAHL. CINAHL is for health primarily. And then you have these two ebook collections. EBSCOhost is a search engine for databases. So if you use EBSCOhost, I'm going to go ahead and click on it so we can go in there. Sorry, my internet is slow. If you use EBSCOhost, it searches all of those other databases at the same time. So, it's kind of a quicker search, but then you do have to make sure that you know which of the databases it's using. So if you go into EBSCOhost, you'll see that it has all of those databases listed here. You can click the ones that you want to use. I would say always do Academic Search Complete. It's the most general. Depending on what your topic is, CINAHL, which again is for health. You see here it says Nursing and Allied Health Journals. And maybe Science and Technology. I'm not going to click the ebook ones right now, because for your purposes, I doubt that you'll want to be using ebooks, but that's up to you. You could do Select All, but just remember that the more databases you choose, the longer your search will take. So you can go ahead and click Continue then. Again, very slow internet today, unfortunately. Probably y'all are suffering with some of the same problems. So it's going to take you to this page, which looks very much like a Google search or a search that you're used to. And you can enter your search words there if you'd like. My suggestion, though, is to hit Advanced Search, because Advanced Search gives you more options. So you see with Advanced Search, you have lots of kind of search results you're going to get. You can limit your results to full text, meaning that those articles are going to be available to you on your computer, online. It's not going to expect you to go to a physical library to get them, and that's probably pretty important for you guys right now, since you can't really go to a physical library. And there's lots of other limits you can set. You can set times. You can set if you want a scholarly or review journal, you can do that. I'm just going to leave it set on full text right now. And then up here is where you would type in your search terms. So notice that instead of just having that one search box on the previous page, if you click Advanced Search, you can have a couple different search boxes. You also have this little item right here, which is called a Boolean operator. You see that's a drop-down menu. So you can use this Boolean operator to also help limit your results. So for instance, let's say I'm looking for a topic on mountaintop removal mining. So I can type in mountaintop removal mining in my first box, and let's say I want to look at mountaintop removal mining and the environment. So I can leave it and I can type in environment. So this is, and then hit search, and this is going to give me articles that have both mountaintop removal mining and environment in them. So any article it returns should be about these two things together. If I change this, and instead of it being and, it's now or, it's going to give me articles about mountaintop removal mining or the environment. So I'm going to get a lot more articles, but they might not be exactly what I want, because some of them are just going to be about the environment and not about the mountaintop removal mining, which is probably what I'm wanting to write about. You can also do not. So say you want to look at mountaintop removal mining, but you don't want to talk about the environment at all. You can use not, and it's going to exclude articles about the environment. So again, it's going to give you a little bit more of a specific search. So I'm going to change it back to and. I'm going to come over here and hit search, and it should give me my search results, hopefully. So these are the search results, 60. So if you look at this little piece of information here, and it seems like this is an article that you want, you can click on it. And by clicking on it, it's still not going to give you the whole article. It's going to give you what's called the record. And the record is important to you because that has all the information that you're going to need in order to cite your source. We know that citing is very important in general, and especially important in the annotated bibliography, because half of that assignment is just citing your sources. So I clicked on that article called Mining the Mountains. It's going to open it up here, hopefully. So this, and you'll see I have the author, the publication that was published in the Smithsonian, the date, the volume, and number, the page numbers. It also gives me some subject terms. So this helps when I'm doing my research, because these are words that are connected with the words that I used. So these might be ones to go back and use to find additional sources. And then it gives the abstract. So the abstract is just a brief summary of what the article is about. You can read that to determine if this is going to be a good article for you or not. It gives you the database that was used. All right, and you need that for your citation. And if it has one, it'll give you an accession number. If it doesn't have that number, then you can use the URL. This one actually has the full article below the record. So there's the article itself. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. If they don't, you'll have to come over here and hit, it might say HTML or it might say PDF, and that would open the article for you. Over here, you can see that there are some additional tools inside EBSCOhost that you can use, including Listen, which I think will probably read the article to you, which is kind of fun. You can also add it to a folder or email it to yourself if you want to use it later. And I'm sure you're going to be excited to see this Cite It button. And that will generate a citation of the article. But you have to be really careful because these are notoriously wrong. And if you just copy and paste the citation and you don't pay attention to whether or not it's correct, you don't compare it against the ways that you have to create your citations, like using that section in the back of your textbook or using the Purdue Online Writing Lab, then your citation is going to be wrong. Also notice that when you get your citations up here, you have to choose the right format. So you don't want AMA or Chicago. You either want APA, which would be right here, or you want MLA. So again, you have to make sure that you look and format them correctly. These look like they're probably right. Often they are not correct for the source, so you have to pay really close attention to that. So I think that will do it on my really quick, brief library instruction. If you have any questions, please send me a message or an email. I'm happy to talk to you about it. Remember that the annotated bibliography is kind of that first step to get you into the formal report. So hopefully some of the sources will be used when you go into that formal report. Remember that the annotated bibliography does have an introduction. That introduction is really important. It talks about your topic a little bit, so make sure you really carefully read the assignment sheet and look at those PowerPoints for the annotated bibliography. Make sure to follow all of those really carefully. Again, please let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm happy to talk to you about that, and I look forward to reading your annotated bibs.